What's going on, everybody? I wanted to go over one of my videos and kind of make something clear. It seems like there were some misconceptions on a video that I did, and it said USD versus Federal Reserve note. So this is one of my Instagram videos I brought over here, and it seems that there were some people in the comment section that didn't understand the video or the context of the video. Um, and they made some comments, and I'm not, it wasn't disparaging, but some people didn't get any value out of it, or I didn't think it was worth what I put into it. And I could have went over it a lot deeper than I did, but I didn't, because I thought it was very simple the way I broke it down without making it complex. But it seems that people didn't understand it, so I'm going to go back over this video, and I'm going to start breaking down some of my videos and going into them a lot deeper. Instead of trying to make a whole ton of new videos, sometimes I think I have to explain the older videos too. So we have to understand, in this video, I'm talking about the US, actual US dollar, meaning the symbol, okay? Meaning the units of currency or the amount of currency in an account at a certain time, okay? Versus the Federal Reserve note, the actual Federal Reserve note. Okay, so I can explain a lot because I've studied so much, but it's hard when some people who may not understand this, they think that they do understand it, but they don't at all. So I'll go into the video. I'm gonna play it a little bit, and then I'll kind of explain it in depth more of what I was talking about. Right. So what I want to talk about something is I remember I did a video in regards to how loans are created, right? So it seems that, like when I make information, I'm always combating with bigger platforms. So people are still telling you that they take your application and go to the Federal Reserve. They do not have to do that to create a loan. Okay. So that's what people have to understand. I've already told you how loans are created. Okay. Once you give them the information, they can take that information and create United States dollars. Okay, because the application is in United States dollars. It's not in Federal Reserve notes. So you have to understand that there is a difference between United States dollar and Federal Reserve notes. The people now, where I did not make this clear, and it should have been simple. I'm just talking about the digital units that are represented on an account. Okay, when you open up your phone and you look at your Chase app, you look at your Wells Fargo app, you look at your Bank of America app, that is a unit that is represented. Okay, so I didn't understand why people saying they didn't understand it. So why would somebody tell you that you're redeeming your account in Federal Reserve notes when Federal Reserve notes is the physical currency? Then I go in and I explain the difference of the two. Even though they are one and the same, they are different. The actual U.S. dollar can be referenced by an agreement. So once you offer an agreement, the other party accepts it. That agreement is money in the system that we have. And all these people tell you, oh, gold and silver is the only thing that, no, it is not. It's whatever the people agree to. Remember, read Article 1, Section 10 slowly. Just read it slowly. Okay. So sometimes people, they try to question me, it's just like a karate. Sometimes when you make these videos, it's almost like like a karate gym. Somebody's always trying to kick at you and trying to, either take over. But it's funny sometimes. But we're going to get back to the premise. So we need to understand where I was going in this video. And we're going to go to the robot, as I call it. And this is what I was explaining in the video. So I didn't think I had to elaborate on it more. I thought people would expand on it. But I figured that, it's my own job to expand on it. Okay. So money of account definition. Money of account refers to the abstract unit of value or currency used for accounting and financial reporting purposes. It represents a standard of value for keeping financial records. That's what I'm telling you the United States dollar does. Okay. That's all I'm saying. And I'm trying to get you guys out of this aphasia, this mindset of y'all listening to some of these people who are giving you terrible information. Oh my goodness. I'm just giving you basic accounting. And some people can't even understand that. And then they cry about wanting a remedy. So I'm not being mean, but this is just basic accounting. And sometimes when you have to send a letter to the bank, you may have to rephrase your words or the way you're stating certain things. I'm starting to learn that. That's why I'm learning that sometimes a letter I might send out might work for me, or it might work for someone else, and it might not work for the next person because the wording is not correct. The facts are not correct. You have to state facts, and you have to understand the context in which you're speaking. That's not, man, words are very crazy. Okay, pricing goods and servicing and measuring economic transactions. See? So on your receipt, when you have a credit card, you swipe it, you're swiping it in United States dollars. You are not swiping it because otherwise the company will not be able to keep track of the GDP. I mean, we're not filing taxes. You know how many people that don't file taxes? How are they going to know how much money is getting pumped out in the system? How much money is getting circulated? That's why everything has a chip in it. Almost every transaction is monitored. And people try to tell you, oh, they're doing that, to keep you in something. Nobody says you have to do business in your name, your personal name. If you want the privacy, you might want to learn to hide your name. All right, look. So we went over money of account. Okay, the characteristics of money of account is an abstract unit. It is an abstract concept used to denote value. It does not necessarily correspond to physical currency. See, that's what I was saying. So it was very simple to what I was saying in this video, but I'm still going to go over these so you can understand the difference between money of account and money of exchange. So if you don't know these differences, you might make comments that you may not understand. And then instead of sitting back and saying, I need a little more help to understand this, because I'm basically talking about, the physical currency versus the digital currency, meaning the physical currency is issued in Federal Reserve notes. Okay, and they have a right to do it because it's an agreement, and they basically have a right to create that currency because it's not breaking any constitutional laws. It's not breaking anything. So, yeah, the Fed has a right to do exactly what they're doing. The country, everybody try to tell you everything that they do is illegal. They need to actually learn and read the Constitution. All right. So, standard value provides a consistent measure for pricing value assets and recording transactions. See? Accounting purpose, used in bookkeeping and financial statements to maintain consistency in financial records. So when somebody takes your note, they don't have to send it to the Federal Reserve window. Why are people telling y'all this? And people telling y'all landlords is taking y'all agreements and going to Federal Reserve window. Did you ever ask them, hey, do you have any proof of that? Oh, they just trying to hide it from you. They just trying to hide it from you. Fam, don't make allegations that you don't somewhat have proof of. You know what I'm saying? At least enough proof to be like, okay, if I did a little more digging, I can actually prove it. We need in this movement, we need to stop making all of these allegations and start actually trying to figure this stuff out, because I don't want people to be on a treadmill like I was for the time listening to all of this speculation and not knowing the actual procedure or having an understanding to how to implement things. Nobody can really give it to you. You almost have to be like, you know what? I jive. I said I jive like we in the 70s. I rock with what he's saying. I feel what he's saying. That's a jive. Okay, so see, this is what I was talking about in this video. Okay, the dollar sign in the United States. Okay, so this is the euro. This is the European Union. Okay, that's why you get 18.8 USC. Okay, 18.8 USC. Why would a country issue currency or issue currency in its name if it's not going to back it? Okay, so that's what people have to understand. That's why you have an 18.8 USC. Just because there's an 18.8 USC doesn't mean that discharges all your debts. Just like HJR 192 does not. And we have went over this numerous times, and I've proven this more and more over and over and again. But we'll go back to the video. People can issue United States dollars. So when you create an application or when you create a promissory note, you're creating a note to issue United States dollars, not Federal Reserve notes. So all these people, all these jokers on the internet telling they don't understand how Federal Reserve notes are created. Next time when people like when I give people information, but then they start coming to me with other people's information, I'm just gonna say, you're right. I'm not even gonna correct it. If it's wrong, I'm just gonna
Real,
tell you, okay,
real
you're
talk.
right. Because I'm not arguing with ideology. I'm trying to figure out the truth just like everybody else. So we were lied to. You know, all of these so-called gurus on the internet, they lied to us. They keep telling us that you're spending Federal Reserve notes. No, the term Federal Reserve notes is completely. These are notes issued by the Federal Reserve. So to get Federal Reserve notes, you have to go to what? An ATM. You have to go into the bank and request that you're converting United States dollars into Federal Reserve notes. Okay.
Now, this is what you would call money of exchange. Okay. So that's what I was trying to get you to understand in this video. So you have to understand what money of exchange is. So of exchange, on the other hand, refers to physical currency or the medium used to facilitate transaction. It is the tangible form of money used in daily transactions to buy and sell goods and services. Physical currency includes coins, banknotes, or any physical form of money that can be exchanged. See, these are the Federal Reserve notes. So when you get the Federal Reserve notes, that is money of exchange. It's not money of accounting. It is money of exchange, meaning you're taking out you're creating a order to physically order the denomination in notes, and then you're using these notes to do exchange or transactions. That is a conversion, okay, of money, meaning you're converting United States dollars into Federal Reserve notes, okay? Even though they are the same, they are different. Okay, medium of exchange used directly in buying and selling goods, selling of goods and services. Okay, when you have a Federal Reserve note in your hand, it is a promissory note. It is a promise to pay note. All right, it is highly liquid and readily accepted in transactions. Intrinsic value. The physical form may have intrinsic value like gold coins or be the representation of value like paper money. That's where the Federal Reserves. So when you're hearing people telling you that people are going to the getting Federal Reserve notes, no, what a bank does is a bank can take an application or certain authorized individual organizations, not people, not people, can go to the Federal Reserve and request the minimum required reserves to hold at the bank in physical currency, um, uh, on the general side of their accounting. Okay. So this is where people don't understand. So they have to apply. The bank doesn't have a bunch of, remember back in the days when banks used to have money in it? They don't have money in it no more like that, because the banks, they can fractionally lend, because when you sign the agreement, you allow the bank to fractionally lend. So for some people, I have videos on this explaining this to you guys. And people are just not getting why I'm showing you these videos, because they're very pivotal to you understanding accounting, meaning when you're giving promissory notes to banks and financial institutions. I'm just not going to go over that on this. But yeah, so money of exchange is, so examples, a cash transaction using paper, money, or coins. Okay. So, as I've said many times, when you earn a wage, you are not redeeming your wage in Federal Reserve notes until you actually go and create money of exchange by going into the bank and signing a withdrawal slip. That basically, when you take that withdrawal slip acts basically like a almost like a check. And then you purchase Federal Reserve notes. That's the same thing you do when you go to the to the ATM. So I don't understand why people didn't get that video. That video is very simple, but we'll go back to it, um, so people can kind of get a little bit more familiar with it.
I will not combat with anybody's ideology anymore, because sometimes people be coming to me with stuff and it ain't even valid, and then they challenge me like I don't know what I'm talking about when I do.
It gets
So look,
redundant.
the term USD, or United States dollar,
That kind of
and Federal
irritates you though
Reserve note are
sometimes,
closely related, but refer
but it
to
comes with that force.
slightly different aspects of the United States currency system. Okay, the United States dollar, or the USD, the United States dollar is the official currency of the United States and is widely used as the world's primary reserve currency. Okay, it is abbreviated as USD, and it is the official uh, uh, currency code, according to the ISO 44217 standard. The United States dollar, or the US dollar, is divided into 100 smaller units called cents. Okay, so now, contrary to that, okay, the Federal Reserve note. The Federal Reserve notes are a specific type of U.S. currency. Okay, so it's a form of U.S. currency. It's not the only form of U.S. currency. Issued by the Federal Reserve, which is the central banking system of the United States. The Federal Reserve notes make up the majority of the physical currency in circulation. They exist in various denominations such as 1, 5, 10, 20, 50, and $100 bills. Okay, so they're talking about the physical currency in circulation. They're talking about the actual note. You see what I'm saying? So they're not talking about bonds. They're not talking about anything. They're talking about the note. This is the main note in circulation.
That's what I'm saying. It's that simple. I wasn't saying nothing like complex. I wasn't saying nothing over anybody's head. That's why I was really shocked that nobody got this video or got the value out of this video. When this video is basically telling you that everything that everybody is telling you about redeeming stuff in Federal Reserve notes is improper. It's not correct. So a lot of people are telling you that people are taking your notes and going to. I'm like, well, where's your proof of that? You see what I'm saying? Where's your proof? If you don't have any audit proof or any proof of that, then why are you alleging that? Because you're misleading people. Now when a person writes a letter, they're making these claims because they don't know that what the person said ain't even true. That's why I try to tell y'all, don't make claims, try to state facts and keep it simple. That's why my channel isn't growing like everybody else's channel, because I'm not saying what everybody wants to hear. I'm not giving the razzle dazzle, all this stuff that people are giving in this on it here, but I'm giving it to you to cut it bone dry, so um you don't have to actually go through all of the information. You might have to tweak your letters, you might have to tweak your stuff, but you're still in the same ball. You're in the right ballpark, opposed to making arguments and looking kind of like you're incompetent.
Meaning, if I go to an ATM, I'm getting Federal Reserve notes. Okay,
Exactly.
the Federal Reserve, through its regional banks, has the authority
Should
to
be should be
issue,
simple to know that.
regulate the supply of Federal Reserve notes in circulation. Why do you think, when they were talking, I think it was Alex Greenspan, they were talking about he doesn't. That's why he said he doesn't care what the United States government does, because the Federal Reserve is its own operation, its own thing. They basically can do whatever the hell they want to, because they're a private corporation that issues notes. Okay, the design of the production of these notes involve various security features to prevent counterfeiting. In summary, the USD is a broader term referring to the official currency of the United States, while the Federal Reserve notes specifically denote the physical currency issued by the Federal Reserve. So you hear all these people, HJR 192, they took your money, they took your. No, they didn't. They just established a new form of currency. That's why I keep trying to tell you. That's why I had a video debunking HGR 192. That's why you ain't seen one person win a court case with HGR 192 because it's not correct. But with that being said, if you're going to, y'all can listen to
Correct.
everybody else but me because that's what seems like it does happen. But with that being said, I know what I'm talking about. Okay, I I'm out.
So sometimes when I made the videos, I kind of got frustrated because like when you're trying to educate people, you got some people who come to your videos to troll. You got some people who come to your videos to kind of take over the video. And you're like, dude, I'm trying to I'm trying to educate people so they don't waste their time like I did. Because when you're flapping around here, you're listening to all of these theories, and none of those theories, like a lot of the theories, ain't even backed up in law. So then you start making these arguments, and now you like you it's like you're drifting on a side of the road or something, or drifting in the ocean away from your stuff. That's why I try to tell you to kind of stick to what is in front of you. Like if you have documentation, paper, like if you have a child support case, whatever, ask for the documentation, ask for the paperwork so you can actually look at it and then kind of figure out what you did, what you need to do to get out of it, or what you need to do to rectify it, make it right, settle the claim. I mean, you don't always have to get rid of child support. You can actually settle it, because it is a negotiable instrument. But I'm not here to get into that right now. But I just want to thank everybody who's watched this channel. I mean, this channel was stagnated at 1,700 views for forever, because I've been basically shadow banned so long to some of the topics I did when before I destroyed my channel. Um, were kind of very over. They were out there, but I still want to thank everybody who's rocking with me, and hopefully we can grow this channel to 10,000 views, or at least let's start with 5 or 6. So let's start 5,000 on the road to 5,000. I'm out. Y'all have a good one.